You do not need more spiritual stuff in your life. I mean it. You do not need more spiritual stuff in your life. See, oftentimes we look at our life as this big collection of all the stuff we've got going on, all the ways we spend our time, all the different realities. So we've got our marriage, and we've got work, and we've got kids, and we've got money. How do we deal with that? We have email. That's an envelope. And social media. We have our conversations. We have our hobbies. We have food. All this stuff is part of our lives. And there might come a time in our lives where we say, you know what? I really got to put more spiritual stuff into my life. So this is the spiritual stuff. All these spiritual things. And we say, I need more spiritual stuff in my marriage. I really got to bring spiritual stuff into my work and with my kids and my family. I got to start thinking about my money in a spiritual way. I need to sign up for that latest Catholic e-newsletter and get spiritual stuff in my inbox. And my hobbies and food and bringing Jesus into my conversations. And that is a noble intention. That's a very good place to be. But there are a couple drawbacks. First of all, we can look at our life as Monday through Saturday and then see the spiritual stuff. Oh, that's Sunday. That's my Lord time, Jesus time. Another problem, and I saw this when I was the youth minister here, when there were teenagers who were having a hard time at home or with their family or with work or school, they would try and escape. And they would come here to Life Teen. And that's where they would find spiritual inspiration and community. And that's great. That's good. We want people to be here at 8700 Brecksville Road, right? Here at our church. But they were trying to escape. And what we tried to do was to feed them spiritually and then send them back to their family, to their school, and say, okay, now you go be the light of Christ. So escapism is one problem with this paradigm. Another one is we can view Sunday as religious time and the rest of the week as regular life. There's another problem as well, viewing spiritual stuff as separate from our life. And the thing is, our life itself is a spiritual thing. I mean, what happens when the spirit leaves the body? Well, that's this. That's a dead guy, right? So our life itself is a spiritual thing. Isn't your marriage a spiritual thing? It's a sacrament. Isn't work in itself a spiritual thing? God gave Adam a job before he gave him a bride. Your kids, isn't that a spiritual thing in itself? I mean, haven't they been baptized and become adopted sons and daughters of the Father? Money, right? All these things are already spiritual things in themselves. So this paradigm, it's okay to be here. There can be some real noble intentions there, but it still falls short. What if instead we had a different paradigm? And that was, we still have us over here. But instead of a separate thing, let's look at it like this. This is a tube. And here we still have all those things of daily life. Marriage, work, kids, and family, and money, and conversations, and email. But it's not separate from our spiritual life. In this model, we recognize the way through to holiness is through our marriage, through our work, our kids, our family, our conversations, how we spend our money, what kind of emails we send, and how charitable or uncharitable we are. It's kind of like our life is hid with Christ in God. Now, I didn't just come up with that. That's from the Bible. St. Paul said that in chapter 3, verse 3 of his letter to the Colossians. He said, your life is hid with Christ in God. Viewing it all together. I mean, even your very next breath is a spiritual thing because it is granted to you freely from God. You know who really lived this out, this paradigm where everything was spiritual? This lady. Mother Teresa. You know, she would pray a couple hours in her chapel in front of the Blessed Sacrament every day, down on her knees. But when it was time to go serve the poor, she didn't see herself as leaving God. Like, oh, I did my Jesus time, did the heavenly stuff. Now I got to go deal with the humans, all this earthly things. No. She was leaving the Lord present in the Blessed Sacrament to go be with the Lord present in his people. That's what she did. She didn't see them as separate, bifurcated like that. No, she went and picked up abandoned children who had been just thrown in a heap of trash on the street and knew this was her path to holiness. The everyday stuff, the dirty stuff, the messy stuff, the tough stuff, what sometimes seems like the boring stuff. Your vocation, your state in life right now, that is the path to holiness and joy and peace that God has specifically charted out for you. So let's not run away from it. Let's not try to escape it, but realize God is always present. We can't escape him. There's no escaping God. Why would we ever want to? We could never escape his presence. Well, this was a good reminder for me to not view my life in these two different ways. And if you think it was a good reminder, then share this video. All right? Perhaps someone else needs to see it. So tag somebody, definitely give it a like or love, but share it so more people can see. And St. Teresa of Calcutta, pray for us.